for this boat. These guys have asked me to put some hardware on, so I spent the last day or so doing that. Which has been fairly simple. You know, half this stuff is just a couple of screws. These tracks are always a pain in the ass. But actually went pretty smoothly today. These were definitely a pain in the ass, mostly because the back plates, we put in a 1/4 inch piece of fiber as a back plate, and just getting the drill to screw straight into it is kind of a pain in the ass. But I got the bolts to set flat inside the winch here, so that's all that matters really. So it turns. I think that these guys are going to do most of the pulleys and that kind of thing that are usually positioned up here on the deck. I think they're getting new ones, or aren't sure if they're even going to keep half of them. So I did fill in most of the holes. The ones you do see are things they're sure they're keeping. These still have to be bedded in, but they're in. Windows are in. They got I'm not sure if you. So they got a recessed cleat for the front, and we started discussing that. It's got a drain and that kind of thing, which would basically just be problematic to put it in. This whole bow is full of foam. You can see right through that porthole that there's foam in there. So what we're considering doing is throwing that hatch in, so that gives us a lot more room to work and, you know, like pull a good sized chunk of that foam out with a sawzall or something like that, a nice big square, so I'm not wasting my time on chunks, and I can also squeeze it back into place too after the fact. The cleat, regardless of whether we keep this one or put in the newer recessed cleat, I gotta bolt it in, so all that's got to come out regardless. We were sort of debating on whether to put a drain down in here to the deck here, which I might be able to run it, you know, behind here and underneath, make a little hole, and it'll just kind of run out. And there's drains right in the back of under the deck here, so it's either that or put a drain directly into the hull on the side, which I'm kind of inclined to do, kind of not. It all depends on what we find in there. The owner that pulled the cleat out said that he heard bolts, nuts fall off, which gives me the impression that there might not be foam, or might not be as much foam in this as it looks, really, or it's just not filled to the top. So the other option would be to basically put in I was suggesting, you know, if we went in from the top, to put in a small porthole to access the nuts from underneath, which would have to go to the side. There's a support board inside the coring that runs forward and aft to support that cleat. It runs right up the deck, all the way from the cabin to the tip of the bow. So it's probably the strongest part, and I don't want to mess with that, so throw the porthole to the side. Even though that may look a little wonky, it's probably going to be better as far as strength in the deck and that kind of thing. Maintaining the original strength. So I don't know. That's sort of the only piece of hardware on here worth debating or discussing at all. Man, if anybody's done one of these, let me know how they drained it, or how they ran that hose. I've seen them in a bunch of boats, you know, but they're always off to the side. The cleat's always on the side. It's never one of these center ones. So I don't know. Again, if anybody's got any ideas, go ahead and feel free to pitch those ideas. But other than that, everything else is going pretty smoothly. I don't mind putting another day or two on this. I think today is Wednesday, like the 30th or the 1st July, I think, something like that. And this is supposed to leave Friday. It's supposed to leave Monday, but the guy who hauled it had to change his schedule up a bit. They're gonna pick this up Friday early. I've got that little Force 5 out there that's got a small crack, also owned by these guys, in the mast step. So I'll fix that, and then I believe Friday, Saturday, the other guy who's got his boat outside, can you see it? The Mako, I believe it's a Mako, will be coming in here, and we're putting a whole new deck in there. And what else? I got a bunch of stuff going on outside yard. I'll post videos for that too. I got another ensign I'm doing the inside for somebody. I actually put a video up of the bottom rings being sprayed on that, so that'll be the same boat, Hibernia. So I don't know what else. Oh yeah, the door here. I'm putting this door in too. It's kind of an issue because this doesn't really line up right. This bottom piece doesn't quite line up with this edge here. So we were discussing just making a whole new piece, or just making a rubber stop. The only reason I really need this here is for the door to stop evenly all the way around, you know what I mean, so it doesn't get busted in. And it actually moves quite a bit. I wouldn't want it to like snap a hinge or a screw or something like that. That's why that happens. So I think what we've decided to do is put a stop either here or on the doors. The door would probably be easier and look a little better, actually. And then we can go and finish this off, put some varnish on it, that kind of thing. When I squared it off today, it wasn't flush to this edge originally, which is crazy, but I don't know. I moved these, which in turn made this kind of fit crazy, fit wonky, so I tried to cut a little bit. It did have a lip over this edge, which was making it sit even further forward than it is now. But I cut that off, and it came back quite a bit, but it doesn't fit perfect. And we're also running out of meat to attach it to the further back I come. So I don't know. I guess the door stop is fine. Ultimately, I would have liked to just replace the whole piece. So I guess that's it. That's it. There's always some little thing, man. Fixing boats, always some little thing. Takes another day. So those are those things. Other than that, I think I'll have some new videos on some different projects going on next couple of days. So I don't know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.